You are now tuned into My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. You are now tuned into My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. Goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful.
I'll let us next week, man.
No doubt, man, and definitely shout out to the family, liberationmindedmedia.net. That is Black Eye Stand, Do the Knowledge Radio, The Rundown with Renee, and My Skin is My Sin. Oh, and don't forget to share the show, man. If you check it out today, or if you check it out next week, or if you check it out in 1,000 years, and if you are that motherfucker that digs this up in 1,000 years, you are the most phenomenal individual to ever walk the galaxy for digging up this greatness and still share our shit, man. Shout out to you. Don't forget to check out the websites, embroshell.com, designsbymonet.com, and myskinismysin.net. To jump that the ADOS topic off too, man. I got some shit I want to talk about with that too, bro.
Get into it.
All right, so and I'm so limited in the shit. Like, I'm gonna keep it a stack, you know. But I spoke to somebody. Actually, I take that back. I'm on Twitter doing my thing, and I see Talib Kweli and some like ADOS people like going at it, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
and there's somebody in that mix that I'm familiar with. And I'm like, look, bro, why don't y'all just come on the show? You know, we could chop it up and kind of like squash that shit. And man, like, niggas got mad at me, like the ADOS people. This happened to me personally. I'm not saying they doing this to everybody, but it was, and I'm not saying I got like 100 mentions and no shit like that. I'm not, you know, but like they was to the point where I had to tell one dude, like, bruh, location on, nigga, the fuck. Like, and after that, I'm like, man, you know what? I told old boy, because he was trying to, I'm not sure who he wanted me to the name of the person that he wanted me that he wanted us to interview. But at that point, I was like, bro, I don't even want to be bothered with the subject. And then I started, if the live stream is working, it's a video of this cat. I believe his name is Antonio Moore. And if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. But this is the cat that say he started ADOS. Him and Yvette, what's her name? Is it Carney?
I want to say Caldwell, but I'm not 100% sure.
Hold on. You know what? Because I was watching it just, you know, before the show. And what is dude's damn. Anyway, like, and so I reached out to dude, and I'm like, no, man, like, we're not talking about that shit. Like, this nigga got me out of pocket. Like I'm ready to fight this nigga, man. Like that, I was that upset. And then I started watching this cat video, and that's his name, and her name is Yvette Carnell.
Carnell, okay.
You know, and I've heard the name, not familiar. And I'm gonna be honest, the things that I've heard were not flattering, ADOS aside. However, again, I'm not familiar. I ain't making no judgment, just telling how he is. But the way he was explaining things, I was like, okay, I get that. But it sounds good on paper. Right. But just as a person, I can't see living next door to a Jamaican family and then everybody else on the block rich and them niggas still broke. Like, it takes the humanity out of shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, and then like he was talking about what if I go to Kenya. Or Nigeria, I can't remember which country he said. But if he goes there, he doesn't benefit from the system that they have in place, the social system.
Right.
Like, there are no perks for a black man from America going to that particular African country. okay, I get that, but you do benefit from the social norms. You do benefit from maybe now you're not gonna get pulled over all the time. You get the benefit from the feeling of being at home. You may not get some of the societal benefits, no, but you are reaping some of them.
Right.
The flip side can be said.
Yeah.
You know, when they come here, you know, like at the end of the day, whether you African or a nigga from Detroit, when the police behind your ass, you a nigga.
Yeah, that's a fact. I think when it comes to like I'm not fully informed on exactly what Ado says. From my understanding, from what I've seen, it's strictly for I guess first, second, third generation Africans born here on this land. And
no, it's not just African born. You know, you got to be a descendant of slavery.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so you have to be. You have to be able to prove that you are.
That's the majority, though. You know what I'm saying? Like 60% of the slaves brought here were West African. You know what I mean? So like that's the majority of us. Like it's not like it's a small population. It's a lot of people. A lot of people who don't take the time to get their ancestry traced and, you know, and find out exactly what they are, who they are, or where their bloodline come from. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm in favor of it, man. Like I think anything at this point that that enlightens Black people, that takes us to a different plateau, I support it. As long as it's in a positive manner. Like I totally support it. Like I don't see anything wrong with it.
I think it's an unnecessarily premature division. Like I think that I get what he's saying. I understand what he's saying, but it's unnecessary at this juncture. Like why even if there's 6 Haitians and 14 Black Dominicans that down for the cause, why alienate those few at this point? Like if you're going to do something like that and that's your strategy, and I'm not agreeing with it, I'm not saying that's my strategy, but I'm just saying from a practical standpoint, if that's your strategy, do it after y'all have garnered whatever it is that you think is appropriate. You know, when reparations have been issued out, then handle that shit. Like, okay, bro, this is how it's going to be, or you're going to have to take your money and leave. But if you've been here for, like, let's just say 10 plus years or whatever, like, go ahead. What's the harm in them getting some money? I'm just not.
Because we ain't got our stuff. Because we ain't got our shit yet. Like, I understand that. Like, immigrants come here in this country and get treated somewhat on a higher plateau than what American-born citizens here get treated better than. And I understand that, because you're not gonna go anywhere else on the face of this continent, and that country put its citizens before a visitor. You know
Let me ask you something, bro. Let me ask you something. Like, how many Africans have you worked with?
I work with mad Africans.
What would you say about them as employees and about what they do in their quote unquote free time? Like, are they in school? Are they working another job?
Yeah, they're more likely working another job or in school.
So they come over here and bust their ass.
That's a fact.
That's what I've seen of Africans. Them niggas don't be getting no breaks, bro. They work 3 and 4 jobs and still go to school. They be mad at us because we ain't doing the same thing.
Yeah, I get that too. But it's different circumstances. It's different circumstances. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
I'm not making an excuse for that. But I'm saying, like, just being realistic about it. It's different circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not viewed the same. You know what I mean? Essentially, they're awarded a better education. You know what I mean?
How are they awarded a better? That's if it makes sense and if I believe it, okay, I understand. But how are they awarded a better education?
I ain't really met too many dumb Africans, yo, that came from the motherland, yo, came over here. Like, they're all like really extremely smart. So there's got to be something within the education system.
In their country, yes, they get prepared to come over here.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean.
That's not their fault.
Like in their country, no, it's not their fault. But if you're essentially awarded a better education, then you should thrive in a society in which you came from a better education system. You're supposed to thrive. It's just like it's no different than an immigrant who came here from China. They got the best education system in the world, arguably. That's why they thrive.
Okay, they get some help too, though. I've seen that one. You know, being able to work in a really big ass hospital, like you see all types of immigrants.
All get help. Get help.
The ones that I've actually spoken with have not been wealthy at all and wasn't getting shit, bruh. Like, was broke. And was, you're a resident as a doctor, you working like 70, 80 hours a week. And you're making less than the nurses. And that 70, 80 hours, you're only getting 40 hours of that. The rest of that shit is off the clock.
Right.
They be broke. People don't understand that, bruh. So it's not,
I get it.
I think they're being unfairly punished to an extent. But like I say, at the same time, I kind of get what dude is saying. But I just can't see how it's beneficial at this point. Like, okay, wait till we get, it's official. Like, ain't nobody about to get no money now anyway. Like we're probably not going to live to see that. Do I think it's going to happen? I do. I think at some point, they just be like, here's a check. They're going to need us at some point. Extremely. Not that they ain't been dependent on us since day one. They have. But it's going, at some point beyond us, we gonna get some money, and then what? And then we're gonna start beefing with Africans. Like that's basically what it's gonna turn into, bro. Now we can't go to Africa.
I don't think that though. I met plenty dudes that's from Africa. And I came over here. I think they came over here and put me down on the mad stuff that's going on over there. I was like, yo, you should come over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I talked to African dudes and they try to explain to me why I should be marrying an African woman. And it made a lot of sense. I ain't gonna hold you. It made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense. Like, they counterpoints on why, you know what I'm saying, I should marry an African woman, and it was all for financial gain. Not all for financial gain, but it was for, for future financial gains. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like everything all the gain that they was giving me, it was about entrepreneurship and basically having like trade with, vendors directly from Africa, to America and that type deal. It made a lot of sense. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. But it made a lot of sense to me.
You don't really be like that though, bro. You're good with that? You don't think there's not gonna be no repercussions? You don't think Jamaicans gonna be mad at us, nigga?
Who cares? Like,
you saying that now, bro? Let's say
like Jamaicans got reparations. Jamaicans got reparations. Haitians got reparations. Like, everybody else got their reparations except us. And that's my only thing. Like,
I get that.
How can we ever be on equal playing ground? All right, go ahead.
I get what you're saying, man. But when you think about it, it's money, bro. Let's say this country was like, okay, black folks, descendants of slaves, y'all get $1 trillion. But just descendants of slaves. The niggas gonna be mad. Period. if you think they not, bro,
it was Jamaican slaves. It was Jamaican slaves, and guess what? If they didn't get reparations while they was in Jamaica for whatever reason, like I don't think if they people wasn't here, guess what? It just is what it is. It's no different than me moving to Jamaica and expecting to get reparations with what Jamaican slaves did. No.
All right. So if there's a black person that grew up in Africa, but somehow was, maybe his parents was from here, and he's a descendant of slavery, do he get to get his bread too?
Yeah, why not? That makes sense. If he was African and his people was brought on this land who helped build this country for what it is, yeah, he should be awarded. Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
I can't be mad at that.
You know what I'm saying?
But I do think that there's going to be significant repercussions, and you can see it now, bro. Like you could see the venom with which these niggas is going at each other. Like this Antonio Moore dude, like in the video, I love the petty, by the way, bro. If you ever hear the show, like the nigga's so petty, bro. But he's a lawyer.
Trying to be a lawyer.
Well, that's true, and yeah, he was petty, bro. I was dying laughing, but at the same time, like it's like you know how we do. We're not really about to be throwing no shots publicly at nobody, bro. And I get where he's coming from because apparently niggas been going ham on his ass. So I get it from you got to say something. But man, like he did clap back. I will say that, but I don't know, bro. It's like somebody got to be better than that when it concerns us. That's just my two. And not better than him per se, but the situation on both sides. Somebody got to come to the table and be like, look, bro. If it's behind the scenes, if it's over the phone, if it's on the show. I just don't like black folks publicly going at black folks, bro. Especially motherfuckers when you get to a certain level of success where you can actually probably get in touch with that individual.
Is that not what niggas is programmed to do though? Like that's just what it is. Like not saying I agree with it. I don't like it either. But like when it comes down to ADOS. Like, I feel like this. I'm in support of it. I know for a fact that my ancestors were slaves. You know what I'm saying? Right. There's no question about it. I know that for a fact. And meaning my children would be descendants of slaves, meaning my parents, you know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. My people's put in work here. You know what? Everybody else got paid for their people's, you know what I'm saying, being here. And it put them in a position to be successful. So guess what? I want my shit too.